Welcome back. As promised, we're in Rhodes. Just a little trek over from Saint-Denis, and we are going to this house here. So there's the general store and the butcher, and it's this house here, sort of rectangular house just north of the main town. And we're going to get a little piece of shell, the blue shell. Here we are. Oop. Did say I was going to hitch the horse, didn't I? Set a good example. There you go, hitching the horse. Yeah, so here's the house. Abandoned sort of yellow house with a red roof just north of the town. Easy enough to find. And if I remember correctly, the entrance is round here. We're going in here. Now look, here's something I didn't spot for a long time, which those of you who've watched a lot of my videos, my earlier ones, will know. But if you go into Eagle Eye, it'll make the things that you can loot flash. So there's a canned vegetable and a whatever they are. We're going to ignore that. But this is the thing we're after. Over on the table here. Abalone Shell Fragment. Okay, so that's the thing you want. Now in your game you're going to loot those things as well, because you can't have enough food. Let's talk about looting. Looting's really important. So you must loot as much as you can. It makes it a bit tedious, and sometimes you simply can't with corpses and missions and things, and don't get yourself arrested. And also, you might consider, if you've killed someone who's listed as a stranger and not a bad guy, then you'll lose honor. So it's not always worth looting in every single... It's not worth losing honor for a can of peas, do you know what I mean? We're going to the fence, by the way. The one, there's the guy. Anyone will do. This happens to be the one nearby, so you might as well make the visit while you're here. But yeah, loot as much as you can. You'll see, I'll give you another reason why in a minute. And again, there shouldn't, if you're looting regularly, and certainly even in a gunfight, if you're walking over the corpses, you'll automatically pick up the ammo. So if you do that, you should find that you end up with no problems with money once you find the fences and materials and so on. Now I can never find this fence. Where is he? He's round here, isn't he? There he is. Yeah, let's see if we can hitch the horse. No, we can't. Okay, well, let's not get too fussed about hitching the horse. But no, that's not him. Where is he? Damn, he's round there. Told you I could never find him. So here he is. So we're going to go to craft. Well, actually, no. We're going to go to sell first, because I want to show you something. Here's the cigarette cards. If you get duplicates, which when you collect a lot, then you can safely sell the duplicates. But hang on to the cigarette cards while you're doing the collecting quest, because the rewards for that are really good, and I've got another video which I will post for you, which shows you how to finish that very easily once you get a bit of money in the bank. Meteorite you can sell, but they might be for something. There's speculation as to whether there's some sort of special magic reward for collecting all three. Apparently there are three, one of three, carrying one of three it says, but nobody's found all three yet. Canned salmon you can sell, that's good, $1, and there's now this is the point I want to make. Don't sell the silver earrings and the gold earrings and basically most jewellery if you find them. Certainly not ice. There's a duplicate card. I'm going to sell one of those. But hang on to jewellery if you can, because you never quite know what could be a material. Ground coffee I'm selling. I'm keeping that pen because I liked that Jimmy Brooks story. Okay, let's go back there, and we're going to go to craft. And look, here's the trinkets. So look at the trinkets you can get for legendary. Some of these legendary animals, most of them will give you a trinket. Most of those trinkets are worth having, and most of them are $20 or so, but you only need the actual bit of the animal. Panther eye you won't get for a while yet, so don't worry about that one. Pronghorn, yeah. So all these are pretty easy to get. Wolf is slightly difficult. Tatanka Bison, I think you have to wait till the end game. Alligator to Talisman. Now, you can only do this one. Vintage Civil War Handcuffs, I was talking about cigarette cards. You have to collect all the cigarette cards to get that talisman. That's the Deadeye Drain one, which is worth having. So, Legendary Bear Claw you get from the Legendary Bear Hunt with Hosea in the main storyline. That's worth doing. The only problem is Silver Chain Bracelet, you will, if you keep looting, you'll get one of those eventually. The Quartz Chunk you get from the Dinosaur Bone quest, which is a bit of a bore. But if you are doing those, if you do fancy doing that, then you will get that one. And that's the Health Core 10% one, so that's kind of worth having, isn't it? Now this is one of the ones that we've just been collecting. Gold Earring, I don't have. Okay, so I'm going to have to keep looting if I keep playing this through, and eventually they're very rare, but you will get one eventually from various loot locations. But the Cobalt Petrified Wood you saw me get, Legendary Boar Tusk you saw me get, those are the two tricky ones, and those are dead easy. So you just have to, you'll get the Gold Earring as a matter of course. Bison Horn. So we've got the Bison Horn, we've got the Abalone Shell Fragment, as I said, both easy to get, and I do happen to have 2 silver earrings. I'm going to need one of them, so craft that. I'll sell the other one. Old Brass Compass, I don't remember where that comes from. Anyway, so that's the Bison Horn talisman. I've completely forgotten what it does. Oh, there we are. Permanently decreases the speed that the stamina core drains by 10%. That's really worth having. That's going to make your life in game a lot easier. And once I've got the gold earring, I'll have the other one up and running as well. So that's very much worth doing. Now, what else? Well, I'm going to post a couple of my older videos showing you a couple more things. How to get the white Arabian horse, I told you already. You're going to head up here and get the pump action shotgun from a sort of homestead raid up here. That's worth having. That's basically been my main weapon of choice for a long time. And also quite early on you'll get one of these snake venom victims somewhere around Valentine, I think. It's pretty random where, but once you've done that, you help him out. When you go back to Valentine after a certain amount of time, day or two perhaps, he will offer to buy you anything from the gunsmith, I think, or certainly any. I think he's sitting outside the gunsmith, so he says he'll buy you anything from there. Now you can go in there and buy a volcanic pistol. That's what I did. It's one of the most expensive pistols you can get at the start of the game, or towards the start of the game, and it's pretty efficient, so that's worth having, or whatever else you want, but choose something high value, and that'll get you going in the sort of sidearm way. And other pistols you can get from the what's he called, the Boy Caradine, is that what he's called, the which you pick up in Rhodes from an author in the second saloon, not the main one, but the small one, the older one that's here. So eventually you'll pick that one up, and if you go chasing after those, there's Billy Midnight, who has a good pistol, and then the other guys I tend to have. So there's Flaco Hernandez. I think they've all got pretty good revolvers, so that's a good way of picking up very nice sidearms very quickly. By the way, when you see a weapon you want to pick up, just pick it up. Don't worry about losing the previous weapon, because it'll still be on your horse. There's also a raid at the doctor's in Valentine, which will get you a good revolver, as long as you can manage to get out of there alive. So that's weapons. In terms of your rifle, I've always stuck to a repeater right through to the end game, more or less. The rifle for the long range rifle for hunting, but even on a repeater, you can go to a gunsmith's and pay to have a scope put on, which will give it sights and a bit more range, and you can get the rifling and the barrel lengthened and so on. If you get a wrap put on the stock, that'll stop it deteriorating. The repeaters, you'll pick up better ones as you go. But they're kind of much of a muchness, so there's nothing wrong with upgrading your first one. And as I say, If you're playing with high honor, then money won't be a problem. Alright, as I say, I'm going to post a couple more older videos for you that show you things you can do without having to have gained any experience or to have played too far through the game. But for now, I'm off to try and loot a gold earring. If you have any questions, then I'm happy to receive your comments, and I might even reply and post a video to show you how to do it. Okay. That's it for now. Happy hunting, and enjoy the game.